So I am so excited and absolutely honoured to be introducing today's keynote speaker. Dr. Adeyinka Adewale is a management educator, consultant and social innovator. He is the current Deputy Director of Studies in the Department of Leadership, Organisations and Behaviour at the Henley Business School in the UK, where he is also an Associate Professor of Leadership, Entrepreneurship and Ethics. Adeyinka is the CEO of Thrace Advisory, a service firm committed to making social and economic impact through research, advisory, coaching and training. He is also the founder of the Africa Social Innovators Network, a network of social innovators building Africa-focused solutions from around the globe. He serves on the board of exciting startups and charities in Africa and Europe, through which he affirms his dedication to contributing his expertise to Africa's development. So I'm going to invite Adeyinka now to come on screen and to share the stage with me. And it will be over to you. Hi, Adeyinka.
Hi, Alice.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And hello, everyone, to all friends joining from all over the world. What a great privilege and pleasure it is to spend this wonderful time with you this afternoon. And thanks for that warm introduction, Alice.
Brilliant. Over to you, Adeyinka.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll share my screen and we're going to get this started. It's such an incredible privilege to be with you this afternoon and to have heard about the amazing work that you're all doing in your respective corners. I believe you can all see my screen, and I'm sharing with you very briefly on what I title Superheroes Without Capes. And that sounds very much like everyone listening to me on this call this afternoon. And it's going to be in the form of a story. It's going to be in the form of a story that I believe connects all of us together. And it's probably the reason why we're all spending this wonderful time together this afternoon. Like you and I, you will realize we're born into an imperfect world, a world that stares at us in the face many difficult realities: population growth, environmental degradation, declining resources, conflicts and poverty, discrimination, and so many of these big issues. In fact, they're so big, they're almost like the proverbial villains we see in superhero movies. Very difficult, very hydra-headed, very complex, and looking at us in the face and almost borderline challenging us to say, I dare you to do something about me. And that's one of the reasons why we tag them as wicked problems. And yet, as we look at these villains looking at us in the face and challenging us to do something about them, we stand a huge risk because of how daunting they are to do absolutely nothing. I know what it feels like to do nothing, in as much as I know what it feels like to not have my voice heard in the midst of my troubles. In the words of Dennis Waitley, the real risk is doing nothing, because it is convenient to do nothing, and because all we have to do for things to get worse is nothing. And I hear again from the words of Edmund Burke, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Again, we're faced with the dilemma of doing nothing. Doing nothing can be quite convenient. Doing nothing can be quite easy. Doing nothing might be the easy way out, but is that the best thing to do? Is that the best we can do? Is that all we have to offer? Is nothing all we have to offer? Well, in the midst of all of these is yet a clarion call, a call to save our planet, to save our communities, and to save our world for the future generation. We see this call being put out to us in several forms, and some of us live in communities where we see people go hungry, or we look at our slum communities and where we see people have no access to water or electricity, or poor access to education, or we see them in conflict-torn regions of the world. Or for those of us who have been through conflict in our lives, we know exactly what this clarion call looks like and sounds like. We see it in the form of the global action that has brought all of us together, brought nations and communities together, trying to articulate what exactly we need to do collectively to take action to solve the wicked problems in order for us to move away or shift the needle from doing nothing to starting to do something. But in the midst of that clarion call is the big question: who will answer the call? Who will answer the call? Like you, like me, many times I've looked up into the skies, waiting to see a superhero bust out from the skies and saying, hoo hoo ha, I'm ready to do the job of saving the world. But I have not seen any of them show up in recent times. I don't know if any of you has ever seen them come up. I've looked into the movies and hoping that they can jump out of the screen and come to save us and rescue the world. I've tried some hotlines I know of through my cartoons, never seen any of them respond to my hotlines, only for me to realize that I may have been looking at the wrong place. Because in every single time I look at the superhero on the screen, it's a metaphor telling me that I also have something to do, and that perhaps I shouldn't be looking to the skies or looking around me for superheroes, that the superhero may actually lie within me, that hero is you, that hero is me. And as I grapple with the reality or the enormity of that responsibility, am I truly a superhero? I often slide into this dark place. Many of us slide into this dark place. We hear those voices saying to us, you cannot do anything. You have nothing to offer. You have very little you can do. You are an imposter. If you try to do something, what if it doesn't work? And we hear all the what ifs, even as we continue to hear the mocking laughters of the villains and the wicked problems calling us and saying, I dare you to do something. I dare you to do something. So here we are, willing to do something, but lost in transition in a dark place, looking for some strength from within, courage that will carry us and lift us up and say, you really have what it takes to change the world. As I've often been lost in this dark place, for me, it was about 10, 15 years ago. I found myself in this dark place, in a community where I saw things happening around me and those problems looking at me saying, we dare you to do something. And I struggled from within to find what to do until I stumbled on the words of Edgar Guest in his poem, The Equipment. Listen to what Edgar says to you and I. Figure it out for yourself, my friend. You have all that the greatest have had within: 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a brain to use if you will be wise. With this equipment, they all began. So start from the top and say, I can. Look them over, the wise and great. They take their food from a common table, and similar knives and forks they use. With similar laces they tie their shoes. The world considers them brave and smart, but you have all they had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if only you will. You are well equipped for what fight you choose. You have legs and arms and the brain to use. And the one who has risen great deeds to do began their life with no more than you. You are the handicap you must face. I say that again. You are the handicap you must face. You are the one who must choose your place. You must say where you want to go, how much you will study the truth to know. God has equipped you for life, but he lets you decide what you want to be. Courage must come from the soul within. You must furnish the will to win. So figure it out yourself, my friend. You were born with all that the great have within. With your equipment, they all began. Get hold of yourself and say, I can. Get hold of yourself and say, I can. As I listened to Edgar and I listened to these beautiful words, it stirred up something within me, and I realized I actually have superpowers. My mom calls them talents. Other people call them abilities. Some people call them gifts. Call them what you may, but they are superpowers. Superpowers that mean I have something within me I can give back to my world, something with which I can confront the challenges staring at me in the face, something with which I can join forces with other people like the Avengers, bringing my special talent to the table with which we all come together with our uniquenesses and build incredible teams with which we can confront the problems of our world. And with that, we take a leap of faith. We take a leap of faith that makes us become I am possible, that switches impossible to I am possible. Or perhaps we are possible, and that by doing little things consistently, big things can happen. You started the journey today. I started mine many years ago as well. I remember when I snapped out of that dark place and came to a place of light. I stood up, went into a school, delivered a program I'd always wanted to deliver, had no money, had nothing except 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, and a brain to use. I walked in with those little equipment I've got. I spoke and I delivered what I thought I could. I walked out of that place feeling to myself, there is nothing more I could have done. I hope someone listened to me, and I hope that changed someone's life. Well, many years later, I began working here in the United Kingdom, and I received the message. The message came through on Facebook. One of the young girls who was in the classroom 10 years ago wrote me a message. She said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "I can't remember you." She said, "You came to my class 10 years ago. You spoke, and you spoke to my soul. You gave me the courage to fight. I stood up and I proceeded to university. Now I'm a graduate. Now I have the power within me as well. Now I will stop at nothing to make sure every girl I come across gets educated and goes to be the best they can be." You see, it's in the ripples. It started with a seed. Now I've seen a tree grown out of it. I never thought this will happen. I did it scared anyways. No one was impacted when I spoke, I thought, but I was wrong. Doing it for one, maybe doing it for a generation. That, my dear friends, is the joy of impact. So here we are. We rise up. We embrace the true identity within, that real heroes or superheroes don't necessarily wear capes. They don't necessarily have to bust through the skies coming to solve our problems. They are in you and I and everyday people who have the courage to stand up, to face the problems we face, and together combat them and bring them down. And here we are, gathered together in this room this afternoon as I celebrate the courage you have all taken to snap out from the dark place I found myself, from a place of inaction to a place where you have summoned courage from within your soul to really do something spectacular and amazing. All your projects, amazing projects. But here is the catch. You defeated yourself by taking a plunge. You took the first step, made a great impact. Now the challenge to you is, will you continue or will you stop? Don't stop, because the good old saying is, can't stop, won't stop. And if you're like Puff Daddy, you can dance away to it this afternoon as you celebrate what you've done, celebrate your great achievements, and keep going, because we're cheering you on. Thank you for listening. Wish you all the best.
Wow, thank you so much, Adiyinka. I am lost for words. I'm blown away. How incredible is that, everyone? What a truly powerful message. You know, we must all believe in ourselves, know that we can defeat our challenges, and know that we can make an impact as well. Please do write your thanks and gratitude to Adiyinka in the chat, please. And thank you, Adiyinka. I'm feeling so inspired, and I'm sure everyone else in the room is as well. So next up, we have the premiere video of our impact for 2021, 2022, and the announcement of the Global Goals Competition 5 finalists. I know that this is the moment that a lot of you have been waiting for. And at the end of the video, Adiyinka will be sharing who have been crowned the winners of the competition. So let's go.
more of a person who's more confident in talking about the things that I want to see in my school. And my teachers now actually are willing to listen to other people's ideas, because they did think that my sign language signs were quite good.
When we started off with this project, we knew we wanted to create impact, and not only that, we wanted to create everlasting impact, something that would be beneficial to the community around us, as well as globally. We started mapping houses, roads that were not on the map previously. And this is important because it helps crisis-prone areas receive help from organizations who are willing to help them, aid them, and provide safety for them.
I just wanted to ask both of you, like, how important you think it is that youth voices are championed and amplified over the next 2 weeks at COP26.
The youth needs to be heard, because obviously we're the future generations, and we're going to be living on this planet for most of the time. And not only that, we are going to be making decisions for ourselves in the future. So it is extremely important for policymakers, governments, and investors, business owners to all pay attention to all sorts of generations.
Hello, my name is Antonio Cambire, and I'm the president of the CAS project CMAT. I participated in the Canada-USA Math Camp back in 2020. There, I attended wonderful mathematical lessons taught by incredible mentors. However, one thing stood out to me. While all the continents were heavily represented, I was one of the only African in the cohort and one of the few Black people. So I started wondering why the situation was how it is, and talked extensively with some friends about the issue. Indeed, we noticed that mathematics was a subject frowned upon by students in my country, Burkina Faso, while also being one of the key elements of a quality STEM education and to building a strong scientific community that would help in developing the country.
La Guajira is a natural paradise for all travelers. Its diverse culture and beautiful landmarks make this a magical place, and is certainly one of the most beautiful and distinct regions of Colombia. But this is not the reality. 61.8% of the population live in poverty. Only 18.2% of those who enroll graduate high school. And there is a 28.6% illiteracy rate. That's why the Enlighten Initiative is a project we built on the necessities we observed on a tourist trip to La Guajira.
Hello, I'm Hintak.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Delna.
I'm Harry. I'm Julius.
And we're Mental Health Notebook. This all started around last summer when a good friend of mine tried to commit suicide before my eyes. It was really hard for me to take, and made me realize that society doesn't pay nearly enough attention to the mental health of teenagers as they should.
This is why I invited my fellow group members and decided to start Mental Health Notebook together with the aim of improving the mental health of teenagers.
We are the Green List from Prince of Wales Island International School Penang, also known as POWERS. In our team, we have Ruby, Marianne, Crystal, Luca Joe, Alyssa, and Isa.
Before we started our research, we reached out to the Penang Green Council to collect some statistics and data relevant to our Penang locals. We then split off to research how to recycle various categories of waste and recycling programs already existing locally. We did this by not only researching online, but also contacting different organizations and companies.
As of 2019, it was estimated that over 1.8 million citizens in India are homeless. The sheer scale of this problem unsettled me and led me to create Project Gharana, a solution that is affordable, sustainable, and homely, to bring relief to all those Indian citizens who have nowhere to live. While my ambitions were high, I needed a way to translate this mere idea into a reality. That's where I sought for mentorship from my school engineers, who put in place a team of professionals to help Project Gharana come to life.
Wow, that video was so inspiring to watch. It's clear to see that the thousands of young people in the GSL movement are indeed superheroes without capes. We appreciate everyone for the hard work, effort, and impact they're making all over the world. Today, I have the huge honor of announcing this year's winners of the GSL Global Goals competition. But before I do that, I'd like to take a moment to say a huge thank you to a very special group of people: teachers, educators, mentors, and every other person who has played a role in igniting our students with a passion for the world and for their empathy. Thank you. We admire your great work and the support you have provided day in, day out for these amazing young leaders. So now, the time for the big announcement. The winner of the GSL Global Goals Competition 2021-2022 are the students of the International School of Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso for their project CMAT, Communauté Mathématique. CMAT's aim is to promote mathematics and science education in Burkina Faso by giving chances for quality education to all. Their goals in organizing the first National Math Olympiad for their country include addressing the problem of gender stigmatization in STEM fields and creating a broader universal acceptance of scientific disciplines in their community. Now, the judges believe that this project recognizes a very important need that affects the lives of many, really addressing an underlying cause of a lack of opportunity in accessing education for all. Now, the project focuses on a single clear issue that has far-reaching implications for equality, education, and society. The team showed a demonstrable understanding of the SDGs with well-defined analysis of this project's impact and relevance to them, addressing and centering around SDG 4, quality education, SDG 5, gender equality, and SDG 10, reduced inequalities, which showed the interconnectedness of the issues as well. At this point, I'd also like to give my many congratulations to this year's runners-up: the Gharana from Jesri Periwell International School, India, Mental Health Notebook from Eton College, UK, the Green List from Prince of Wales Island International School, Malaysia, and Enlighten from Colegio Anglo Colombiano, Colombia. Thank you all for the work that you're doing and the work you have done in your respective communities around the world to build a better and brighter future for us all. Now I'm going to pass back to our festival hosts.
Thanks so much, Adiyinka. And so, just like that, we have our winners for 2021-2022. Huge congratulations to CMAT from Burkina Faso, an amazing project, so incredible. And also to the 4 finalist projects, and to, of course, all of the teams around the world who have participated in the competition this year. You are all truly, truly amazing, and to see all of the love and the gratitude and the congratulations in the chat is really, really wonderful to witness, and it's so special to have everyone together in this room today for that special announcement. So every team who received a commendation award have their own web page published on the GSL website, which you can access now. And all certificates will be sent this afternoon to your lead teacher's email address. If you do have any questions, then please get in touch via email. Right, so it's one exciting thing after another today. I just can't cope. I'm now going to pass the virtual microphone to John and Katie, who are the co-founders of Global Social Leaders. And they are going to share some really, really exciting news with everyone, the new direction of GSL for 2022 to 2023 and beyond. So welcome to the stage, John and Katie, over to you.
Thank you very much, Alice. Absolutely delighted to be here, and that's just been absolutely so inspiring. And I would just like to say a massive well done to the finalists, but also a really big well done to every student who has taken part. Not just those who made it to the final, but to every young person that's taken part in Global Social Leaders this year. You are incredible. You are global social leaders. I'm inspired by you, and I believe together we can create a brighter future.
Oh, absolutely, John. Oh my goodness, so inspiring. It's really difficult actually to put into words how extraordinary what you've all done is, and the true impact that you've made in 105 different countries around the world. That is where Global Social Leaders is taking place. I'm so thankful for your determination, your capability, your creativity. And it is such a privilege for us to witness that and to witness this growing GSL movement. Educators really do, as Adiyinka said so beautifully, play such an important role in enabling this to happen. And we'd really like to say a massive thank you to all teachers, educators and mentors for your support of the GSL movement. In our educator session earlier, which was absolutely beautiful, and so inspiring, we heard about some of the challenges that educators face, and I know how difficult it is and all the pressures that are on teachers these days. So we really thank you for stepping up and pushing through those challenges in service of our amazing GSL young people. After such exciting inspiration, I'm really happy to share that we have some great news about the year ahead. John, can you give us a bit more detail on that?
Absolutely, thank you, Katie. When we founded Global Social Leaders, it started with a meal with a school where they asked us, could you do a program just for our young people? And we said back to them, wouldn't it be better if we invited other young people? And they said, absolutely. And that was the start of Global Social Leaders. And we created the program because we believed we need more socially conscious young people, and we need to give young people youth voice. But as I reflect today on the challenges, the unprecedented challenges that our world faces, conflict, climate change, and COVID-19, among the few, that have had such an impact on education and on you and on young people and on schools and on teachers who have had to do so much and respond to so much. I believe that the mission we started about 10 years ago now has never been more important. And we need to explore now how we collaborate more to support, harness and empower young people to solve the real world problems that they are going to face in the future. But what I want to say to young people is often we say, oh, you need to be the leaders, you need to solve these issues. It's not just down to you, and the burden shouldn't fall on you. And actually, it's got to be about everybody, all organizations coming together. So that's where we want to do more to support you as young people. We want to do more to support our schools. And we're working with an exciting array of partners, and we're going to be doing more to do that. And that's why I'm proud to share with you that we've been developing in the background a new strategy which will support young people and will catalyse change, we believe, in schools, education and society. I now pass to Katie, who's just going to share a little bit about our new vision. You need to unmute.
So sorry. Oh my goodness. Can you believe I did that after 2 years? Sorry, everyone. So it's centered around a wonderful vision of a community of schools and partners committed to building with us a global movement of socially conscious young people who are equipped to be leaders in their lives and society. That means we will be supporting young people more, growing our movement, and we want more young people supported by teachers to be able to access our courses and of course our wonderful competition. So how are we going to bring that vision to life? We'll be investing in our schools, launching new courses, evolving the competition and developing exciting new partnerships which will create opportunities for our amazing GSL community. Today, I can share that we're launching a new membership for schools to enable your school to embed GSL and share opportunities across the entire school. We're launching new continuous professional development for teachers, which I'm so excited about. And it's going to have brilliant opportunities for our school teachers and head teachers as well to connect and develop. It really was such a joy and privilege to meet you earlier in the educators session. And it just emphasized to me the importance of connecting our amazing teachers. There was so much wisdom and brilliant advice shared, as well as inspiration. So we're really looking forward to that. So I'm now going to share our courses for young people for the next academic year. And John, do you want to take us through those?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Katie. So many of you may have participated in the Catalyst course, but if you haven't, it's not too late. We're going to be offering more Catalyst courses next year. And in a minute, I'll share the dates for our July one that's upcoming. But here are the dates for the rest of the year. We're launching a new program, which is called the Accelerator. And that program is going to be for the graduates of our Catalyst course. And that will support you further with developing your social action skills and really help you with your projects. And I'm super excited to share that we're launching a range of Activate courses, which are going to be focusing on particular themes: climate action, quality education, and health and well-being, because those have been the ones that we've heard from young people are issues that you particularly care about, and we've seen a pattern of young people taking action on those projects. So we want to further support you in taking action, but also to respond to the demand that we've heard from young people. And actually we heard earlier today in the session where young people saying, wouldn't it be great if we could collaborate on a project rather than be doing our own project in our school? How do we tackle an issue such as quality education or climate action and work together as a global movement? So that's the big change that we want to be seeing this year, is we want to enable you, our young people in our schools, to be connecting and getting the power of our global movement coming to you. So I'm really excited about those courses, and you've got all the dates, and they're going to be going up on our website, and you'll be emailed about them so that you can get involved in those courses over the coming year ahead. I'll pass back to Katie. We just made to say a bit about the CPD as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, John. Super happy that we're partnered with the Oxford Character Project at Oxford University and Human Flourishing Programme at Harvard, and we're getting a lot of inspiration from that. We really do believe this is an amazing way to grow and develop young leaders and to maximise happiness, well-being, joy, purpose in the world. And so that's what we're really going to be focusing on with the teacher CPD, and also bringing you guys together so that you can really, really inspire and support each other, and we can really learn together from each other as best as possible. So we've got various ways that we're going to do that, and we'll be emailing you really soon about that. Back to you, John, and then back to Alice.
Yeah, thank you, Katie. So what we just want to share is that we've got our World Catalyst coming up in a month's time in July. We would love if you haven't taken part in a Catalyst course. It's incredible, it's live, it's facilitated, and you'll be able to get to know young people around the world and work with our coaches, and then be supported to take on an independent challenge during the summer, which is be a fantastic next part in your journey. So we do invite our schools to share this opportunity with all your young people, and for the young people attending today, we invite you, and you can go onto the Global Social Leaders website and sign up to that course. And so I'd just like to finish before I hand back to Alice to say to all the schools that are on the call that we invite you to become our inaugural members of the Global Social Leaders school membership. This is brand new, launching today, and we're sharing that invitation, and we're going to be in a pre-launch period between now and the 1st of September, when it will officially go live, and we'll have our first member schools, and we'll be supporting you to embed global social leaders and social action within your schools. And I believe Alice will share a link to our launch summary, which will be going into the chat shortly. But for now, a massive thank you from me, and Katie, and I'm going to pass back to Alice, who's going to share final next steps thank you to you all and congratulations.
Thank you so much, John and Katie. What an amazing way to finish the festival. I am so excited for this new direction of GSL. There is so much to look forward to, an evolved competition with more connection opportunities, new courses, CPD for teachers, and so much more. So thank you for sharing that and announcing that today. I've just popped the link in the chat if you want to go and have a look more at that on our website. And so I am afraid to say that we have now reached the end of the GSL Festival for another year. And if you are new to the GSL movement today, I wanted to share that you can follow us on Instagram at Global Social Leaders and can find out more on our website, globalsocialleaders.com, and can also email us with any questions at social.leaders@futurefoundations.co.uk. And yeah, thank you so much for attending today. If any of the GSL team are still around, I want you to come back on screen and just say goodbye to everyone who's still here. We really hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Amazing.
everybody. Well done.
Thanks so much. Until next year.